Hey guys, Chad Scooping here from Peak Home Enhancements. Just want to show you my technique to get perfect paint lines. Several steps you have to do that. A lot of people do the same steps that I do, but they don't do them the right way. I'm going to show you the right way. First thing you got to do is you got to caulk all your corners. So ceilings to walls, trim to walls, baseboards to walls. If you're doing an accent color on a wall, you gotta caulk that corner all the way ceiling to floor. It just makes the tape sit in the lines perfectly flat, and that's what you want to start with. Second, paint the ceiling. Third, paint the trim, and then the walls come last. I'm gonna show you my trick for getting the tape perfectly straight and flat against all your surfaces. Real quick and easy. Some people think it takes a long time, but it doesn't have to. So just get your tape started in the corner as best you can. Then the roll of tape flat up against the wall, like that. And do about 4 to 6 to 8 inches at a time. Roll it out. That's it. That's all you gotta do. If you got a bead of caulk inside of here, should be nice and flat and smooth, perfect surface for that tape to sit on. And then you've got, in this case, you have the trim paint overlapping the dried caulk onto the wall. So that'll make a nice surface for the tape to sit on, and when you pull the tape, it should look nice and pretty. In this room, what we're doing is we're bringing the ceiling paint down to the wall paint, kind of 3/4 of the way across the wall here. So I've got the tape on the wall here, and if you have a textured wall and you've ever put tape on a textured wall and painted, you see all those little blips of paint that creep underneath the tape, and it looks terrible. So what I do to avoid that, put the tape up and then take a wet rag or a damp rag and rub that surface down nice and flat. The water activates the tape, makes it a little bit more stretchy, squishy, sticky, and it closes all of those gaps. Even if you do this, you'll still get paint creeping up underneath the tape. So another thing you can do is take your painter's caulk and put just a tiny, tiny little smear on the bottom of your tape line right there. Come back with your finger, both directions like that. And then you can even come back with your damp rag again. Let that dry for about 20 minutes, half hour maybe. Then, when you're rolling the walls out, you can roll all the way up on top of the tape. Just be careful not to go up onto your ceiling paint there. Then when you pull that tape, you'll have a line perfectly straight, looks like it was cut with a laser. So with baseboards and all trim, just put the tape down, hit it with a wet rag or damp rag, a little bit like that. Then you get into your paint. Brush it on. I like to leave the tape on the baseboard while I roll this out, because sometimes your roller will spit little droplets of paint, and this will keep it from settling onto your baseboards. So the corners are always the trickiest part because you just can't get the tape all the way in there. So I just kind of leave it unfinished until I get done rolling everything, then I remove the tape and touch those up by hand with a smaller brush if necessary. Now when you're rolling, you can roll right up on top of that tape, and it just makes things go much faster than having to cut it in with a paintbrush. So save a little bit of time doing it this way too. Okay, let's check out, see how these baseboards turned out here. Okay, now let's try the window trim. Let's see what we got. Looks pretty dang good right there. Okay, now let's pull this guy. Let's see what we got.